Happy, joy. What do you got here, man? What's this book you got?
I've got a book.
Yeah.
It's written by this guy.
We just want to be like him, don't we? What did you say if you met him in the street?
I said I want to punch him.
Just push him over.
No.
Looks a little bit weak to us.
You don't need to be perfect to be loved. Like, all right, this book, by the way, it's got a lot of like great stuff in it. It's got a lot of cool things, cool ideas, and it's great. But one thing I do notice about a lot of the new agey spiritual type stuff, and even in psychology, they're talking about happy every day, right? So this notion that we have to be positive all the time for it to be a constructive thing, and it's just not the case.
Yeah.
I think if you're in any pursuit in life that's worthwhile
To you.
to anyone,
Yeah.
If you're doing your thing, I think if you reflect on it, it wasn't easy the whole way, and you weren't like grinning from ear to ear, like happy, joy the whole way, and you have a flux that happens,
Yeah.
So I think these things come for a reason. These feelings of like joy, whatever, and anger and frustration, and these so-called negative things in our culture, which we're not allowed to experience and process. They're there for a reason. They've been there in our evolution, and we want.
So yeah, what I was saying before is like our emotions on a real basic level, they just tell us what we care about. And when we are passionate, it means we're willing to suffer for what we really want to import into our life, what we want to experience. So so if we do have emotional kind of stuff coming up, it just means that we care. We care about that particular thing. Things that don't bring up emotion for us, we couldn't care less about. It doesn't mean anything to us. So it just means that there's real meaning when there is joy and fulfillment, or anger, frustration.
Yeah, it's an extreme emotion.
Yeah, it just means that
you're feeling something. It's
yeah,
important.
Yeah, it's just relevant.
Yeah, and also from that perspective, it's like that's really living.
Yeah.
It might sound weird, but getting into a state of like sadness when you're sad and you're like, oh God, it's an emotion, and being with that and being like, fuck, I feel that.
Yeah.
It's kind of, there's a beauty to it. There's a beauty to that.
Yeah.
These emotions are a part of our experience, and like I said, we might need that grit. We might need that anger to set up a boundary, to like defend our family, to do things that are essential, or even to reach that goal or whatever. We might
climb out of the hole that we kind of feel like we're in.
Whatever's going on, it might be useful. We might need that, and I think what it's about is not being peace and love.
Repress everything.
Repression.
It's not there. Just overpower it with a positive thought.
It's more about integration, I think. So being like that, like knowing your own demon and like harnessing it for something that's overall constructive.
Yeah.
I mean, if we look at ourselves honestly, we know how cheeky, selfish and all this sort of stuff that we can be. We have this capacity in us, but it can be maneuvered and pushed towards something that's actually valuable. So it's about integration, and there's no if someone's a pushover, that's not virtuous. It's not like this
guy.
Yeah, someone who has no teeth.
Yeah.
And then does nothing. That's not virtuous. It's virtuous. It's
not inspiring.
It's
really.
virtuous to have the ability to be destructive, and then not to be. That's where virtue lies.
Yeah.
So happy every day.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
No.
If we want to achieve that thing.
Yeah.
If we want to do something that requires anger, or even we might feel sadness.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. We can really use our negative thoughts to guide us.
That's right.
Like what can go wrong? So if you never look at what can go wrong, what could fucking smack you,
It's like
you're going to get blindsided at some point.
It's our warning sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like our body's just going, hey,
Yeah.
something's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Tune in.
Yeah.
Tune in. Something needs
Yeah.
to be done. And that's why I use anger as a thing. Is because like, you know, it's like saying wake up, like switch on. You need to do something. You know,
Yeah.
it's a mechanism, and sometimes the mechanisms aren't always perfect for the situation. So you've got to use your other body systems to assess it.
Yeah.
And think,
Cool down, assess.
Is this needed?
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it isn't. You know, but you got to make that call
Yeah, yeah.
and use it if it's needed.
Mm.
Yeah, and also go through that negative thing. So I think that wraps it up.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Yeah, that's my point. Happy every day. On that note, yay! Nah, it's good.